Good evening and welcome to Northbeat. I'm Robert Holden. A Yellowknife family is calling for changes to the NWT's medical travel policy. They say when a loved one was medevaced to Edmonton in serious condition, the government refused to cover the cost for someone to travel with them. Now they want the rules changed so families aren't separated during medical emergencies. CBC's Devin Tredinnick reports.
Linda Mercer England says she's had kidney stone troubles before, but this time was different. In serious pain, she was medevaced to Edmonton, and despite her family's request, the Northwest Territories government refused to pay for her husband to travel with her. According to the government, patients requiring emergency air transport to another facility for care are not eligible for escort benefits. But Mercer England says her situation was a matter of life or death, and her husband deserved to be by her side.
My husband was told that he could make decisions from Yellowknife. I didn't need him there. I had medical staff there, but he could make decisions from Yellowknife.
What do you think about that?
If they could see the pictures that was taken of me in ICU, I don't think they'd want their family members there without them being there.
Mercer England's family ended up paying nearly $6,000 to fly her husband to Edmonton. They want to see the government's policy change.
As the motion mentioned,
Range Lake MLA Kieran Testart has been raising concerns about medical travel during the current session. He says he's heard of cases like this before, but it's still shocking.
The trauma of being deprived, being at a loved one's side when they're in, some of the most scariest and vulnerable moments of their lives is just completely unacceptable.
Testart says he wants to see an exemption included in the government's next budget so the health minister can intervene in cases that fall outside the medical travel policy, and without it, it won't be getting his support. In a prepared statement, Health Minister Lisa Semler says work on the program is underway. She says the government is trying to modernize the medical travel program and make it more accessible, but she also says the government must work within its financial limits. Semler's statement adds that air ambulances have limited space and paramedics on board must be able to move quickly and without obstruction. But she also acknowledged it's hard for families when a loved one requires an emergency medical evacuation. Devin Tredinnick, CBC News, Yellowknife.
A flight delay left some Nunavut medical travel passengers stranded for hours inside a cold airport. Passengers say they were stuck in Cambridge Bay for nearly 9 hours last month, trying to stay warm while they waited for their flight. Samuel Watt reports.
These are some of the scenes inside Cambridge Bay's airport on February 20th. Medical travel passengers sleeping on metal benches, others huddled by heating ducts. Some passengers say they were stuck there for nearly 9 hours.
The elders were very tired. We were up early in that morning, and they're tired, they're hungry. They're cold.
Abel Akak was flying from Yellowknife to Taloujawak. The Canadian North flight stopped in Cambridge Bay because of the weather. Akak understands these disruptions happen, but what he doesn't accept is the treatment they got.
Well, we haven't had lunch, and it's supper time, and there's no supper yet. So we're really short on water.
Temperatures that day dropped to minus 44 degrees. It was rough for Joe Haven's Valerie Puyatuk, who was travelling with an 18-year-old and 2 infants.
It was pretty brutal, cold in the airport, and the babies were getting cold and cranky.
Canadian North says it's reviewing how the delay was handled and will implement any improvements that are identified. Nunavut's health department says airlines are responsible when there are weather delays. It encourages people to contact their patient's relations office with concerns. Akak says he did just that.
I really would like to see medical travel and the airline, Canadian North, to come to the community and get what we went through.
To ensure this doesn't happen again. Samuel Watts, CBC News, Yellowknife.
The Transportation Safety Board of Canada has released its report into the 2024 plane crash in Fort Smith that killed 6 people and left 1 passenger injured. It found that the crash was caused by a combination of landing gear not retracting properly and pilots flying lower than standard as they attempted a workaround fix. The report says snow on the wings did not cause the plane to malfunction, but it led to the decisions crew made upon takeoff to shed it.
It had a significant effect on how the flight crew elected to conduct the takeoff profile. If a standard takeoff profile had been performed, it's highly likely this aircraft would not have hit the trees, even if the air crew had elected to do the same actions with respect to trying to get the landing gear to retract.
War Kenton says the report is not meant to assign blame. The families of those who died, along with the sole survivor, are suing Northwestern Air Lease over the crash. The airline declined an interview request. The lawsuit is still in its early stages. A new report is raising concerns about how child and family services are being delivered in the Yukon. Canada's Auditor General has released the first review of the department in more than a decade. TJ Deere takes us through the findings and the reaction.
Among the findings in this latest report, the Department of Health and Social Services was not following its own processes, including a lack of internal reporting and not making full use of case management software that's been adopted since the last report. When taking questions from reporters, Canada's Deputy Auditor General said the biggest takeaway was the Department of Health and Social Services wasn't following up in person with children and youth. This is mandatory, according to the Child and Family Services Act.
Ultimately, we recognize that there is a gap in the number of social workers. Our audit is not a criticism of social workers. The department needs to act quickly to fill those gaps and make sure that there are enough frontline workers to provide the services to children, youth, and families.
The department has a vacancy rate of 38% when it comes to social workers. That's of March 31st, 2025, according to the report. But of the staff that are working specifically in group homes, training standards were incredibly poor. Of those staff, roughly 1 in 5 had not completed standard first aid and CPR training. Around 3 in 5 group home staff members had not completed nonviolent crisis intervention training. Safe transportation of clients in cold weather, 95% not complete. Suicide intervention training, the same. Training requirements specific to Indigenous clients were also critically low. Highly pertinent, given that 93% of kids and 84% of young adults in the system are Indigenous. Yukon NDP leader Kate White says an issue is that employees have to report their progress themselves.
Our perspective is that the training should be mandatory ahead of being put in those positions, right? Like, people should be completely onboarded before they set foot in a situation where they're supporting, children, youth, and families.
But no amount of training will help make up for staff shortages or address systemic issues. The Council of Yukon First Nations is pushing for First Nations-led programs and systems.
It is time that we look at reforming the system and where we can have Yukon First Nations leading components of it and starting to get to decision-making authority and jurisdiction and delegation.
The scope of the audit was between 2022 to 2025, the last years of the former Liberal government. Now, the new Yukon Party government is saying they will make changes.
We're committed to acting appropriately based on the recommendations from the Auditor General. We have accepted their report and their recommendations and are committed to acting appropriately.
Hayes said the Office of the Auditor General plans on releasing a follow-up report on the changes.
Housing NWT says it's making progress improving its services. The agency came under scrutiny last fall after Canada's Auditor General raised several concerns about its operations. The corporation provided updates to the MLA committee responsible for following up on the audit Wednesday. Officials say demand continues to outpace available resources, but it says it's making progress. The Auditor General had found Housing NWT was not prioritizing public housing access for those most in need and was poorly monitoring unit maintenance, among other issues. Part of Housing NWT's plan includes reviewing and updating many of its guidelines and policies.
Housing NWT staff and LHOs. Housing.
I will allow members to, or our programs are administered. We are here to assess the impacts of the government's policy.
At the role of the government in this file.
Today, what we heard is some of these activities have commenced. The committee is really on with making sure that they will be holding the corporation to account and making sure that the progress is monitored on a regular basis.
Housing NWT has set an October 2027 deadline to deliver on some commitments it made following the audit. The Standing Committee on Public Accounts will continue to monitor its progress in the meantime. Trondheim First Nation and the Yukon government have signed a new agreement to work together on land use planning in Dawson City. The area includes parcels along the Klondike River that are prone to flooding during ice jams. CBC's Isabella Calisi reports.
During Dawson City's springtime melt, it's common to see high water levels in the Klondike River, with some years resulting in flooding for the Dredge Pond subdivision. Now, the Trondheim First Nation and the Yukon government are looking to develop in the area on neighboring land parcels next to the river, which researcher Benoit Turcotte says is increasing in volume due to a rising snowpack in the Klondike Valley and a lack of natural channels and floodplains due to past mining activity.
I would say nature wishes that there was more space without any properties so that it could flood, and that's a way for the river to actually just dissipate its energy.
The two governments are in very early planning stages for the area and are still figuring out what they can do with the land and if there's any problems with it, including flooding.
To either mitigate the flooding or plan around it, or potentially what areas are developable and suitable for development and what areas they may wish to avoid if it's too difficult to mitigate.
There is no set schedule for the land development yet. Trondheim First Nation replied no comment when asked for an interview. Isabella Calisi, CBC News, Dawson City.
Nunavut's new legislature's first winter sitting was cut short on its first day. The mace was carried into the room to start the sitting today, but with just 10 members in attendance, it was adjourned. Speaker of the Legislative Assembly says the quorum was not met, as they need at least 13 out of 22 members to hold a sitting.
A lot of the MLAs have not come in, although they are starting to arrive. They have not been able to come in due to weather, which is why we were unable to start today.
Jonases says he is not sure if the delay will cause the daily meetings to run longer to catch up on lost time. The legislature will attempt to hold the meeting in the morning if more members arrive to Iqaluit today. The Nunatsiavut government has announced their 2026-2027 budget. They say it's meant to help strengthen Inuit communities. The $440 million budget places a focus on infrastructure development. Nunatsiavut is allocating $61 million in federal funding to help address infrastructure gaps. That's meant to go to things like wildfire resiliency, planning, waste management, and other capital projects. The budget also has a focus on housing. Nunatsiavut is allocating an additional $33 million from the federal government to help with that. Among the many additional initiatives receiving funding, millions of dollars are also going toward education and healthcare. The Qikiqtani Inuit Association, or QIA, is holding its annual general meeting in Iqaluit until Friday. A key focus this week is new infrastructure tied to a major marine conservation agreement. QIA plans to build up to 8 additional centers for Inuit stewards. Stewards are tasked with monitoring the Taluru-Tiup Imanga National Marine Conservation Area. The expansion is part of the $270 million SENA agreement. QIA's president says the centers will provide office and workshop space for staff, community members, and GN employees.
We'll be working closely with the governments to ensure that we also are putting in some opportunities where they could put in their offices in our facilities that we're building for our people.
QIA also announced today its plan to build 9 affordable housing units in Iqaluit, in addition to 21 units already under construction in high Arctic communities. It's time now for a quick break. We'll have more news and your weather forecast coming up.
Let's do this, guys. Getting ready for a game means being ready for anything. You have to be ready off the ice, too. That's why I remember 988, Canada's suicide crisis helpline. Anyone can call or text for free, confidential support from a trained responder. Like a spare stick, it's a good thing to have handy, just in case.
A claims program for harmed Canadians has begun as a result of a landmark tobacco settlement. If you smoked regularly before November 20th, 1998, and were diagnosed with lung cancer, throat cancer, emphysema, or COPD, you may qualify for a significant payment. To learn more, call 888-482-5852 or go to tobaccoclaimscanada.ca.
If you experienced harm while admitted to a federal Indian hospital between 1936 and 1981, you might be eligible for compensation. The claims period is now open. Free supports are available to help you submit your claim. Learn more at www.ihsettlement.ca or call 1-888-592-9101.
Ottawa has shared plans for bringing home Canadians stranded in the Middle East. But for the people affected, plans are one thing, executing them another. The CBC's Julia Wong reports.
As the crisis in the Middle East deepens, so does the desperation of Canadians looking to leave.
When you hear the sirens in the middle of the night, my heart just about leaps out of my chest.
With more than 2,000 people wanting to get out of the region, Ottawa is trying to organize chartered flights and block-book seats on commercial planes, officials stressing the volatility of the situation.
For now, we strongly encourage Canadians to shelter in place, stay indoors, keep away from windows, follow instructions from local authorities, and rely on trusted news sources for updates.
For some, Canada is not doing enough.
Canada told us to prepare a plan that doesn't rely on our own government. We're a family with 2 kids and in a war zone. I mean, I don't know, who else should we rely on? Like, other countries are flying their citizens home. Canada sent us an email, basically.
Canada is hoping to work out ground transportation too. For one family, taking a bus from Israel to Egypt, where airspace is open, isn't viable.
It would be like 4 hours, maybe 6, to get to the crossing, and you're on the road with no protection, which isn't super safe. Traveling there under rockets, like the rockets they're constant.
My God! That risk across the region highlights the hard choices Canadians are struggling to make.
Do I travel to Saudi Arabia in my own hired car and risk, the debris from missiles, shrapnels coming down, or shelter in place? It's a very, very hard decision to make at this point.
The Foreign Affairs Minister says she's in touch with international partners to help get Canadians out of danger, adding she spoke with NATO's Secretary General and her counterparts in the UK, France, and Turkey to find ways to work together. Julia Wong, CBC News, Edmonton.
Team Nunavut's table tennis players are getting ready for the Arctic Winter Games this weekend. As Bianca McEwen explained, some are meeting their partners for the very first time.
It's not every day this team practices together in Iqaluit. That's because half of the team trains in Arctic Bay, with the other half between Iqaluit, Clyde River, and Kaluktuk. Coach Benz Chaba says that's why training camps like this one is so important.
We're going to get the players used to playing with each other because this is kind of their first time in terms of meeting with their mixed doubles and doubles partners.
He says playing doubles with a partner you just met can be tricky.
It's a big dance, so to learn how to synchronize and move together is quite the challenge, and that takes, like anything, practice.
The players seem up for the challenge. Micah Tyguk is heading to her first Arctic Winter Games. She says she isn't worried about just meeting her mixed doubles partner.
Pretty good. Not much difficulties or anything.
Who's your mixed double partner?
I actually forget.
Adding to the challenge, the entire team isn't even at training camp yet. Bad weather delayed 2 of the female players' flights, and they haven't made it to Iqaluit to train. Despite all this, the team has a track record of success. At the last Arctic Winter Games, the team picked up 7 gold ulus, 2 silver, and 3 bronze. The secret behind the success? Utter devotion to the sport and practice. Lots of it.
They play for hours, right? So a lot of time goes into it. Here at Inukshuk High School as well, the tables are set up all day, every day. They're always full. It's almost impossible to get a table.
Tyguk says she practices every day at school during lunch for around 40 minutes. Keegan Kamanuk went to the last games where he won 3 ulus, including gold in singles. This time around, he's focused on putting all the practice to use and just enjoying himself.
I think I will win, and I'm going to go have fun.
Bianca McEwen, CBC News, Iqaluit.
Northern athletes will soon be gathering in Whitehorse for the Arctic Winter Games. The competition began more than 50 years ago, created to give athletes from across the north, often facing limited facilities, coaching, and travel opportunities, a chance to compete on their own stage. CBC's Lindsay Warner takes us back into the archives to see how the very first Arctic Winter Games began.
Yellowknife, winter 1970. Planes began arriving from across the north. Athletes traveled from Anchorage, from communities across the Yukon, and from small wind-swept hamlets in the high Arctic. Many had never taken a journey this far before. They came representing Alaska, Yukon, and the Northwest Territories, all gathering for something new, a competition imagined for the North, the very first Arctic Winter Games. Those first games were modest. About 500 athletes, coaches, and officials made their way to Yellowknife. The young city had few sporting facilities. Schools reshuffled their schedules so events could take place, and volunteers stepped forward, opening homes, cooking meals, making sure every athlete had somewhere to sleep. For a few winter days, Yellowknife played host to the North. But the Arctic Winter Games were never only about medals. Yellowknife also celebrated the cultures of the North: throat singing, drumming, dancing, artwork. And for many spectators, it was the first time seeing traditional Inuit and Dene games, events with names unfamiliar to Southern audiences: the knuckle hop, the airplane, the arm pull, the 1-foot high kick, skills shaped by generations of life on Northern land. In 1970, the games featured 10 sports, including basketball, curling, hockey, and boxing. The 2026 Arctic Winter Games in Whitehorse will feature 20. Back then, adults competed alongside youth. Today, most athletes are between 12 and 18 years old. And what began with just 3 regions has grown into a circumpolar gathering. Teams now travel from Nunavut, Greenland, Sápmi, Nunavik, Alaska, Yukon, and the Northwest Territories. A northern idea that continues to bring the Arctic together. Lindsay Warner, CBC News, Yellowknife.
Time to introduce you now to a 91-year-old PEI woman. She competes 3 times a week at the board game Crokinole. And if practice makes perfect, Norma Morrissey may soon have a new nickname, Crokinole Wizard.
My name is Norma Morrissey, and we're in Summerside playing Crokinole today. When we were growing up, I had all kinds of games, our family did, but I never had Crokinole. I didn't even know what the board looked like when I went out. And for the longest time, I wasn't very good at it. I'm doing better in the centers. It's the centers that really count, they add up. Good shot, Norma. I'm still driving, eh? You know my age and that, so yeah, I'll be 92 in May. I go to Warren Grove on Tuesday night, and I drive out to Hunter River on Thursday afternoon. They have it in the afternoon. And then I go to Bunbury on Friday night.
We had a tournament on down Eastern Kings in St. Peter's at the Circle Club. She came down and played with us down there, and then that evening we were playing in Warren Grove. She was there waiting to play. She didn't have enough playing all day, doubles and singles. Same rules as this morning.
And is it a game that allows a lot of banter back and forth and chatter?
Oh yes, you should hear me. I'm the noisy one.
And that is Northbeat for tonight. For news anytime, head to cbc.ca/north. Thank you for watching. I'm Robert Holden. Have a great evening.